Welcome back, everyone. This is Dave from the Korman Productions Deep Dive TV podcast. My co-host Stacie here to talk about Revival, Season 1, Episode 9, titled Mother of Babylon. This is the penultimate episode for Revival Season 1.
Season 1.
Hopefully not the series.
Hopefully not.
Because that would suck. But anyway, the episode's description reads as follows. Dana and Wayne race to free the Revivers as M face a haunting fight for her life. The series was created by Aaron Kuntz and Luke Boyce, and the episode was written by Noel Carbone. The episode was directed by Samir Rahim. Before going further, I'll tell you a couple things. One, this is not a sport-free podcast. If you haven't watched the episode, I highly recommend you go check it out and then come back and give us a listen. Secondly, if you're listening on the platforms of this podcast that will be on, please follow and feel free to check out our YouTube channel, Korman Productions, where additional content can be discovered. If you're already on our YouTube channel, please like, share, and comment, and subscribe to our channel. Alright, shout out this week. We got one for Donald P. Belzario, the creator of Quantum Leap, and also Jag, the series with which David James Elliott also appeared in.
Yes. That shout out, of course, is that tomorrow...
Oh, yes.
You didn't get to that part.
No.
Tomorrow is Donald Belsario's 90th birthday.
That is pretty impressive.
That's an impressive number.
Yes. I don't think I'm going to see 90, so...
I mean, how many people do?
I don't know the exact statistics on that, but...
It seems impressive,
yes,
though.
It definitely is.
Yeah, and David James Elliott just recently brought up the fact that it was Don's birthday coming up when he did it was one of his Comic-Con interviews for Revival.
Yep.
He mentioned that he was invited to Donald's birthday party but wasn't going to be able to make it. August 8th.
You know what? If he wants to give up his spot to me, I'll take it.
Well, it's probably soon, like now, like tonight, tomorrow, this weekend. So.
I think it'll probably be a little bit unlikely that I'd be able to make it today.
Yeah.
But,
yeah. So that means it's also Dr. Sam Beckett's birthday.
Oh, that's right. That's correct.
72nd birthday for Dr. Sam Beckett. Whenever you are.
Right. He's really only 72 at this point?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I mean, Scott's 70.
Right, okay. So he's slightly older than Sam Beckett himself. All right, so your thoughts on this week's episode of Revival. Yes.
I'm surprised we didn't do that more all season. I enjoyed the episode. It felt to me like this could easily have been the first part of a 2-part finale.
I mean, that's essentially what it is.
I mean, it is what it is, but they're not airing 2 episodes together. So we haven't seen 10 yet. But I feel like just from what we have seen in 9 that this is mostly just set up for 10. You know? Like, there's some good stuff here.
Chess piece moving.
Also, it's like, okay, keep going. What's next?
Right. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of interesting Abraham and Blaine scenes this week. I mean, like, those are 2 very interesting characters. I think there's a connection here. I was going to say perhaps I should be shipping these characters, but I don't think I'm going there.
You're shipping everybody, Dave.
I am. But no, like they're. But
I don't see that one. No,
this is the first time that these 2 characters had shared screen time together, as far as I can remember. I don't think we've seen them together before.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah, and they had some very interesting scenes together, and I think by the end of the episode, despite what Blaine did to Abraham, that he has some respect for the man, and it's these are 2 very different people, that's for sure.
Well, his whole thing throughout this is, hey, we actually are the same. Mm-hmm. At the core, we both just want to understand what's going on.
Right.
Which is true, except they're on opposite sides of what they want to do about it.
Right. It's interesting because Abraham is, I said this off air, is the moral compass of the show.
Yes.
He's also the voice of reason a lot of the times.
Right, which means he is in trouble.
Yes.
I'm a little worried about our friend Abraham.
Yeah.
Because the moral compass usually dies.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's kind of a pretty common staple of TV tropes.
I've really grown to like this particular character over the course of the season. You know, at first he seemed like he was just going to be kind of a goopy sidekick, but he's definitely more than that. And I definitely grown to appreciate Andy McQueen as Abraham. But yeah, I mean, there's a lot of good stuff here. yes, it is basically chess piece moving an episode, setting everything up for the finale, which looks to be pretty explosive. So, do we have anything else to say before diving in?
I say let's just go for it, and we'll cover the rest when we hit them.
All right. Abraham wakes up from his peaceful slumber and realizes he's all tied up with a gag in his mouth. I don't think there's a worse way to wake up than what he does here. And he basically starts panicking and falls off the chair, and in comes Blaine with a gun. And Blaine says to him, "You're awake. Lovely," with his $1 million smile. Credits.
Yeah, and let's remember the last time we saw him was when he was left at the creek after being knocked out by Jesse Blackdeer in episode 7.
Yeah, and pretty much everybody here, everybody kind of just forgot about him. Well, nobody's questioning, where's Abraham?
Let's take a minute because episode 8, not a lot of time passed in episode 8.
Fair enough.
Most of episode 8 was a flashback. Mm-hmm. So we're still like the next morning after episode 7.
Still, nobody asked the question, where's Abraham?
I mean, he went home. No.
Okay.
I mean, sure, maybe someone should have checked on him after we learned that, him and Em were separated.
Right.
But yeah, it's really just the next day.
Nobody bothered to go look down by the creek.
They got a little preoccupied with the fact that we found a body and now Em is missing.
Right.
Again.
Okay.
She's missing again, this girl.
So we're more concerned about Em than Abraham. Like, Abraham, if you're listening, I care about you.
Okay, that's fair. Dana should be more concerned about Em.
Yes.
I'm going to go to Walking Dead territory for a second because when, maybe I shouldn't because my brain wasn't ready to talk about it. What's the girl's name?
Which one?
Oh my goodness.
Which show?
Walking Dead.
Okay. That I can't be able to help you with.
When they were all separated, she was not worried about her sister at all. Beth's the sister. So anyways, they were all separated, right? And she was more concerned about finding her husband than her sister. And she never once gave a frick about where her sister was when the two of them they were all separated. And then guess what? Her sister died.
Ooh.
And she never cared. She never looked for her. She was never concerned about her. She was just worried about the fact that she needed to reunite with her husband. And she did, and that's good and well. But I was always upset that she didn't give a frick about her sister.
Did she give a frick after she realized that she was dead?
For like a second. But it was really like this whole half season arc of she didn't know where her sister was and she didn't seem concerned about it.
Okay.
So the whole point of that rant was I appreciate the fact that Dana is concerned about her sister and not just her love interest.
Fair enough. And it's pretty consistent with her character. She's always been concerned with Em above anybody else within the series, including her own son. But yeah, all right. So after the credits, Blaine wants him to help Abraham him to get info on the revivers, and he wants to know how Reviver Day started. But Abraham is not too interested in helping him out. He calls Blaine a hate mongerer, and it's interesting his attitude here is very hostile towards him, but by the end of the episode, his attitude is going to be very different. He accuses Blaine of waiting a long time for this, to do his radio show, to stoke fear and hate. And Blaine says that he may be a lot of things, but the last thing that he is a fraud, and he is going to prove it. Abraham seems surprised that he believes what he is selling. And then we cut to the police station.
I just realized why Blaine ended up in custody of Abraham. Because when they lost their angel, they went to the creek to find another one.
Which is where Abraham was.
Which is where he was just passed out.
That makes sense.
So they're like, oh, well, we didn't find an angel, but we found this dude. Let's see if he has anything helpful.
We found Andy McQueen, so that's pretty cool.
Yeah, so they just kidnapped him instead of, because we'll find out later, they're just like waiting for a new angel because they know this is where they spawn.
Gotcha. All right. So at the police station, May, Dana, along with JP and Wayne, are making a plan to storm Blaine's camp to rescue Em because that's where they think she is. And then we cut back to Blaine, who asks Abraham when he lost his faith. Abraham says he hasn't. He just doesn't let it cloud his reason. Blaine brings up his angel, and Abraham correctly guesses what he is talking about. Basically, that glowing thing that.
So they talk about a glowing light, and he puts two and two together that he's talking about the creature, the passenger. That, the same thing he has witnessed with Jordan.
Right. Blaine thinks it's his turn to share, but Abraham says he won't let him hurt them. He's not going to help them do that. Blaine says they want the same thing, to know and understand. Abraham, in response, says something in his language, which I believe is Islamic, but either way, it's from the Quran, and he translates it as "Every soul shall taste death."
Right, which is that's a famous quote, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, it's there are other versions of that quote that are not in the Quran itself, but it is specifically from the Quran in this case. And just then, the police enter. Dana is confused by Abraham's presence because he never gave a thought as to where he was, and asks where M is. And Abraham says he doesn't know.
Now, from his perspective, this question should make a lot of sense because last he knew, him and M were together at the creek.
Yes.
So he has no idea that she's already been found and lost again.
Right. Lost and found.
Well, and yeah, I think that's kind of funny that like she's had this whole subplot where she was found and more stuff happened and then she got, she's in trouble again. And he's still on this plot line of like, oh, I lost her at the creek.
Right. Cut to M in her new digs at Riverside. Claire is questioning, not Claire actually.
Carla.
Carla is questioning why M needs the extra treatment. The general says she needs triple the dose because her body heals faster. That's interesting information. I don't think we knew that exactly.
Well, we've hinted that she's like different than the others and
right.
maybe more powerful. Mm-hmm. As far as we know, she's the only one who can heal people.
Right.
So,
the general is talking about moving the revivers, but Carla says that M is experiencing hysterical psychosis and isn't fit to move, and it's curious how she suddenly seems to care so much about a reviver.
Yeah, which is important.
Yes.
But also a little too convenient, I think.
I mean, we've seen little glimmers of it in the past couple episodes, but they are little tiny glimmers.
She's suddenly realizing, like, oh, I screwed up.
Right.
She's doing her best Wayne impression this week.
Mm-hmm. The general commands her to fix it. And M is called...
I don't know about called, but she sees a vision of her mother, Patty.
Right. Telling her that everything will be okay. Wayne and Dana interrogate Wayne with facts. Basically the facts they know now. And apparently he's accused of paying Brent to work for him. He asks what he would have to have paid for that. Dana says $10,000. Wayne laughs at that, asking if he looks like a man with that kind of money. He says he did have that, but he gave it away. Dana asks to whom, and he says that will remain between him and God. Wayne says...
Yeah, why doesn't he just tell them?
I'm not really sure.
Why is this a secret at this point? Like, this is basically your alibi.
Mm.
Of like, yes, the trail of where this money went is kind of helpful to you right now.
Right.
So why are you withholding that information?
I'm not sure. Blaine says that when he saw M alone on the bridge that night, he asked which of them, or actually basically who failed her, that would lead her to this point. And he points the finger at Dane and Wayna. Wow, Dana and Wayne.
Dane and Wayna, I like that better.
Wayne fires back, asking him how he must have felt to lose everything. We learned that his father was outed as a fraudster because of the Stigmata boy stuff, and after that, his mother left, and then his father died.
Yeah, so we're getting some of the backstory here.
Yes.
That's been hinted a little bit,
right.
But they're really filling in the pieces here. So the whole Stigmata boy was revealed to be a fraud. The dad, who was the preacher of the church, was putting nails into his son Blaine's hands and pretending it was a sign from God.
Right.
So this is why the whole family, the Abel family, has this stigma around them of being shysters.
I asked the question exactly what was Wayne talking about when he said, "I will clear my good name" to his follower. I didn't have any clue what he was talking about.
Right.
This is basically that.
Right. And you know what? It wasn't him. It was his father.
Right.
But his dad's gone and mom's gone, and he's the only one left holding the family name.
Right.
So, yeah.
Dana thinks that Blaine used Rose and M to fulfill his sick, chosen one fantasy, and Blaine says he did not kill either one of them. At first he's like, "I did not kill M." And then there's a very long pause where he's like, "And I also did not kill Rose." Or I think I might have that backwards. But either way, I'm like, wait, he didn't say he didn't kill the other one.
I think you had it right the first time.
Right.
And he's like, "No, we were friends. I didn't kill her."
Yeah, Wayne brings up how the body of Rose was found in the car on his lot, and Blaine angrily says that they are liars. This is new information for him.
It definitely appeared to me that this was new information to him. He did not know her body was on his land.
I mean, he could be acting, but I don't think so.
Blaine could be acting.
Yes.
Right. But also, I mean, it's very similar to when I was like, oh, I can tell he didn't know M was a reviver until they told him.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you can see it on his face that this is news to him.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think that Blaine's going to be that good of an actor.
No, I think we're just pointing the finger way too hard at Blaine for it to actually end up being Blaine.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
But,
like, everybody's so convinced that Blaine's the bad guy. And I mean,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, he's a shitty guy, but I don't think he's the killer. But kudos to Stephen Ogg for doing the amazing acting in order to portray all of this to us with just a look on his face.
Right. Yeah, he's a pretty excellent actor. So he basically says that they want to set him up and destroy him, just like his father. Wayne says that they would have left him alone, except that his dad was swindling people out of their money. And he wonders how his followers will feel when they find out Blaine is a fraud. So I guess his dad lost followers.
I'm wondering if they killed him.
You think so?
Well, we know his father was killed.
Oh, fair enough.
And he's saying, oh, his followers didn't take the news very well.
Right.
So I wonder if his own people killed him.
Oh, okay. So Wayne is maybe suggesting that Blaine is going to be killed in a similar way.
I don't know, but I feel like maybe that's what he was hinting happened with the dad.
And watching this whole thing is Ibrahim. Ibrahim, meanwhile, argues with Dana, saying that Blaine really believes he is the chosen one. How does killing Rose and M, plus teaming up with Aaron, fit with those goals?
Yeah,
now,
he's not buying a motive.
Now, what's interesting here to me is, at this point, he was captured by Blaine. A gun was shoved in his face. He was tied up. And Ibrahim is still arguing for Blaine's case here.
I don't think he's arguing for Blaine. I just think
he's arguing for what's right. Is what I'm saying. He's putting aside.
Dana even asked him. It was one of her good little quips. She was like, "Are you auditioning to be his defense attorney?" Mm-hmm. He's like, "No, I just don't think he did it." So he's like, "I don't see the connection, right? Mm-hmm. It doesn't feel right to him. He still thinks the murderer's out there somewhere." My
point basically here is that despite what Ibrahim went through at Blaine's hand, he's still arguing for what's right. He's putting aside what happened to him and still arguing what he feels
much
is the right
unlike
thing.
May is going to do a little later in this episode, where she's like, I don't care if the evidence, doesn't fit. You can't let him go. You have to find something to get him.
Right, which seemed a teensy bit out of character for her, but
well, that's where we get to the fact that this isn't just any case to her.
Right.
This isn't just some case she's reporting on. She's talking about Rose's death. It's where the emotions come into play for her.
All right, so May comes in, asks if if he's in there, basically Dana tasks May with finding out where Blaine's money went.
Yeah, and giving her the compliment that she's better than any of the detectives here.
Right. And of course, this relationship has taken a turn.
There's not a lot of detectives left, though, to be fair.
yeah. I mean, they're either dead or imprisoned, one or the other. So Riverside, Rhodey comes to visit M and asks for forgiveness while her mom mocks him. Now, I was actually kind of curious. What am I to make of the mom at this point? Is this actually her mom coming back from the dead to talk to her? I kind of doubt it. Is it a kind of a version of her mom that kind of exists in her mind that she's talking to, basically talking to herself? Perhaps. Or are we heading into From territory and this is some kind of entity? Yeah.
I at this point am willing to take it for face value for what the episode is presenting, that she's just having some kind of psychosis. Namely because you can see her own, fears and thoughts projected in the stuff her mom is saying.
Right.
Like in this scene, the mom's all like, "Oh, don't forgive him. He's, he turned you in." So she's really following M's own thought process.
Arguing with herself, essentially.
Right. And, later, when we have another scene with them, with Nathia, it's you can tell it's M's own guilty conscience talking through her mom.
Makes sense.
So I'm willing to take it at that it is just she's having some kind of psychotic break and it's all in her head. But, I mean, anything's possible. This is a sci-fi show, after all.
So M approaches the gate and tenderly touches his face, as I was watching the scene, I'm like, she's going to kill him.
Oh, yeah. There was no doubt about it.
And sure enough, she ends up snapping his neck. He falls to the ground, very, very dead, and he revives pretty quickly.
Very quickly.
Yeah.
A little too quickly, I think. Because she did. She snapped his neck.
Yeah.
I thought it should have taken a beat longer than it did.
Yeah.
Since she's the one who's supposed to be more powerful and heals quicker.
Right.
I don't know. But yeah, he wasn't down very long. It's kind of like the reviver couple version of getting slapped in the face.
Yes. And he revives, and he basically hightails out of here, but like, get me out of here, there's something wrong with her.
And then she whispers.
Yeah.
She says, please don't leave me again.
Oh.
And I'm pretty sure she's talking to her mom at this point.
Yes. So, the General and Claire walk.
Carla.
God, wow. It's all, I caught it the first time, but yeah, I've had Claire in my notes all the way through. And that's an important distinction because there's actually a Claire in this episode.
No, that's not true either. It's not her name either.
Oh,
her name is
right.
Clarice.
Yeah, okay.
You just really want there to be a Claire.
Well, you know what? Maybe next season there ought to be. All right.
Are you inserting Clara?
Maybe. Yeah, okay.
Do we need her over here?
Yes. So, the General and Carla walk. The General is informed by a guard that there's some rabble-rousers outside. The General tells them to deal with them, and she's making a reference to a place, and when Carla asks about it, she's told that it is above her pay grade. Mrs. Delish is straight up not having a good time in her new accommodations and begs Ken to get her out. And while we're having this conversation, we see Tyler in the background with his sweeping or something.
Yeah, because remember, it was a very quick point. We've never mentioned it, but it was just one little screen and you'll miss it. He's working there. Yes. Doing custodial work. Mm-hmm. So this is where he's like literally just listening in on this visit.
And yeah, basically you can see his broken arm and all that. Ken brings up a deal he made, and he reveals he's the one who told about M.
Right, because the point is, she's saying, yeah, all of the revivers are always screaming, and they're doing something to them, and they haven't touched her. Right. And he's like, well, they're not going to touch you. Here's why they're not touching you. You're locked up, but you're not being tortured.
Right. His wife is not too impressed by this, saying that M is just a child. Meanwhile, Dana is telling Wayne that she wants to be sure that Blaine is actually the guy, because if they are wrong, younger girls will be in danger everywhere. Wayne says they will keep him for a little bit. They can gather evidence one way or another, but his money is on Blaine. Ken comes in, Dana punches him, and he's basically like, yep, I deserved that. And Ken tells them that they have M, and that the revivers are going to be moved, and they need to break them out. Otherwise, they will never see them again.
Yeah, this is where I found this dynamic just so comical and so like, adventure movie. You know, we switch now where we have the entire local government, the police, the mayor, everybody that we know, the CDC dude, they're all working together, even when they all weren't together before. All of a sudden, everybody that's pro-revivers, like, we're working together, and we're going to take down the military that is running this facility to break them out.
Yeah, you would figure that would not work.
I mean, I don't know that it's going to work. Right.
It seems to, but
my question is, what then?
Well, yes.
Like the whole town, all the town officials are in on this. All of the cops.
Right.
I don't feel like this can end well for them.
No. And you have to ask, like, where are you going to put the revivers that they could not be found? It's not like they can get them out of town.
Well, they do have a plan to get them out of town. We'll get there in a minute.
Oh, yeah, okay. But yeah. So, okay, Wayne, JP, and Dana discuss trying to get them out. He tells JP to see if any highways have been cleared out of Wausau.
You said it right.
Did I?
You did.
Wow, okay. And yeah, basically check on that. Lester, meanwhile, is brought in by Nella, having gotten pistol whipped by the guards at Riverside. This is the rabble rouser.
Right. So what they had said earlier was that an old, what'd they say? I started the wrong place in my notes. There was a problem at the gate with an old reviver-loving townie causing trouble.
Gotcha.
So I knew then that they were talking about Lester, but I was like, why is Lester there? Like, what is he doing that he's going up to Riverside?
Well, apparently he was checking to see if his friend was there, specifically Wanda, who's been missing.
Which is interesting because we already know, it was on the news that they don't have Wanda. She's, like,
missing.
Still at large.
Right.
According to the news reports. So it's interesting that he'd go there looking for her because it's made pretty public that she's not there.
Right. And meanwhile, Wayne basically tells Nella that he should get some medical attention, but Nella takes this point to give Wayne some crap, well-deserved crap, by the way, for basically not standing up for revivers until his family member was discovered to be one, and she calls that cowardice. And, okay, so May, meanwhile, has...
Wait, this is the part where, and I told you skipped this when you were taking your notes.
This
is the part where Nella goes up to
Yes.
Dana. This is where we get the plan. Okay, here's the plan, an important part of the plan, because you're right. Up until now, they were like, okay, we're going to break him out, then what? Well, Nella, of all people, has a plan.
Right.
So she's part of this group now. She goes up to Dana and says, if any of the revivers get free, send them to me at the bar. She says she can get them out through the old bootlegging tunnels under the bar.
Which, of course, brings up the movie that we recently watched together, Revealer.
Right.
Which was written and directed by Luke Boyce, was another Tim Seeley project.
Right.
And that Aaron Kuntz was involved with. We watched it with the potential intent of potentially covering it.
And maybe someday we will.
Maybe. But when we watched it, we kind of felt that the religious themes was not something that we could adequately talk about. Because it's not territory that we really...
It's not in our wheelhouse,
yes,
that topic. But, without getting spoilery on the movie, bootleg tunnels under the town is a big plot point of that movie.
Right.
So I found it humorous that that's where we're going with this.
Right.
It's like, oh, we're going back to underground tunnels. So does every town have underground bootleg tunnels? Because this is news to me, if this is the case.
I mean, I'm not really sure, but,
Tim Seeley seems to think so.
Yeah, perhaps. I mean, maybe just the places that Tim Seeley has been.
Maybe the actual Wausau does. That's where Tim is from, and that's where this, comes from. I'm very curious now.
That would make sense.
About underground bootlegging tunnels.
You want to go in one?
Should we go to a bar and be like, do you got bootleg tunnels underneath?
You know what? We totally should ask that question, actually. All right. So, May, meanwhile, has found out where the money went, Wayne's money. It was basically given to as a reward to the police station to find Rose. That afterwards went to the Missing Indigenous Fund because they obviously did not pay that money out.
It went to the Missing and Murdered Indigenous Women's Fund, which I found oddly specific to this situation.
Right.
We don't know if she was missing or murdered. Indigenous women is a very, very niche fundraiser.
Right.
That we're giving this money to.
So Dana speculates maybe it was out of guilt, and May says she needs to find something to make this stick. Again, this is a bit out of character for May. I kind of feel like that she would usually be searching a little bit harder.
She's pretty confident that Blaine killed Rose.
Yeah.
She doesn't care that they don't have evidence. She can feel it. Because, I don't blame her. She was on his property, right?
Yes.
But I don't buy it.
No. Ibrahim, meanwhile, is reading the Quran and is embarrassed when May catches him. She says she gets her info from any reliable source. And Ibrahim says he's a scientist and he should know better. May suggests the dead have risen. Pretty sure there are no rules now.
Right. He's embarrassed that as a man of science, he's looking for answers in religion. But yeah, this is definitely like applicable stuff to be looking at, right? Not only is it like, hey, what's going on with Reviver Day, we're also kind of at war with a religious cult and their take on it. So, it's relevant.
Yeah.
It's relevant to look at religion.
Yeah. Rosner had a deal that whoever died first would have to haunt the other to prove that there is an afterlife. Abraham asks if he ever heard from her. And May says, no, not yet. And then says, good luck with your soul searching. At this point, I'm like, wow, basically May has chemistry with everyone.
She really does.
Dana, Rose, Abraham.
Yeah.
She's the new Julie of this series. You know, Julie, of course, being from Prom, that we basically shipped with basically every male character in the series, or at least I
Not
did.
just the male characters.
Fair enough. That is true. Yeah, there were a couple of that female characters that she also could have. Been
I mean, she
potential.
was really interested in kissing Fatima.
That's true. Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
So that's a thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, May is and I don't know if this is an attribute to Catherine King So, or again if the character's written this way, but she has this beautiful chemistry with every character she interacts with.
Yeah, if they're presuming there's a second season, hopefully there will be. I think she should have a larger role in that season, because she definitely has chemistry with, like we just said, everybody.
Yeah.
So I think she should have a larger role. Plus, I really come to like this character. And
what
this
about
actress.
May and Kay?
May and Kay? That would be the.
There's
perfect
someone we
romance.
haven't seen her interact with yet.
Right. Yeah. We should definitely ship her with that. So
I think that would be humorous to watch.
May, Kay, anyway.
Oh, you'd never be able to talk about those scenes.
No. As they check Blaine's place, they happen to find a video camera, and we pretty much know what they're gonna find here.
Yeah, no, but one thing about it that I was questioning, they found a bunch of tapes.
Yes.
We only watch one. We only know about one, but they pulled out like 6 or 8 tapes. What are on those other tapes?
The rest was just porn. Okay, so back at the station, they play the tape, and it's, of course, of Wanda. And by the end, she looks like a very charred corpse. This is not what we saw.
Yeah, instead of disappearing, she was burnt to a crisp, literally dead.
Yes. Abraham says he's seen the light before, and that's not what happened to Jordan. And basically, he starts talking about seeing a little creature that basically took Jordan away. Dana tells him that he's supposed to figure out what caused Reviver Day, not to bring aliens into the mix.
Which I found that very funny. That was my funny Cypress line for the episode. And I feel like it was a little meta.
Yes.
This felt a little bit like what the audience might be feeling, trying to
after episode 6,
trying to wrap around like, oh, we've got the murder mystery and we've got the reviving, and now we have something that looks like aliens. Like, give us answers. And I kind of feel like this was a nod to knowing that was going to be the
right.
the atmosphere,
the reaction. So JP returns with the plans to move the revivers. And Dana says that they will have to force the general into a new plan.
Yeah, so the general's current plan is at 5 p.m. tomorrow. They're going to be moved via a highway to a railroad line and then put on a cargo ship to who knows where.
Right.
And they're like, that plan doesn't work for us. Let's force her to change her plans. And,
meanwhile, M, again, in comes Nathia, who we haven't seen in a couple episodes.
We last saw Nathia Weimer in episode 4.
And she wants to talk and help her. Of course, I'm assuming at this point that Carla is the one that brought her in.
I almost just corrected you to Clara. What you're doing to me.
her mom is curious about her, about Nathia, and gets pissed at M for being a homewrecker. And when she says her mom aloud, Nathia reveals basically she realizes who she is talking to.
Right, and she says that she tells M she's experiencing a stress-induced break with reality, which, I mean, she has been through a lot of stress.
Yes. Yep. M starts to reveal the story about what happened to her the night her mom died, and her mom is pissed. She doesn't want her to talk about the story. So this is M kind of pushing back against herself, trying to... Because she's been holding on to this guilt for so long and probably holding on to this story, that she's basically fighting herself not to reveal the story.
Right.
But she ends up...
And I feel like it was the mom in her trying to protect her from letting herself feel the guilt.
Mm-hmm. And it's kind of funny because we hear the mom like yelling and screaming over M. It makes it kind of difficult to hear the story.
Right. I listened to this scene several times.
Right.
I'm very curious what the subtitles end up saying.
Right. But no, I mean, basically what she does end up saying, and I did listen to it like a bunch of different times, is basically Dina got into a fight
at Nella's.
Over the Black Deer case.
Right. So this is, and we had this timeline pretty figured out.
Right.
This is very soon after the Jesse thing.
Yeah.
Jesse got away. The whole town blames Dana.
Yes.
So she's having a rough time of it. She's getting drunk at the bar with her family.
Right. So she calls her dad. Her dad doesn't pick up because, she doesn't want to drive drunk. So M drove. And then I don't really hear what she says at the end here. It sounds like she says a deer hopped out in the front of the car.
Yes, she hit a deer.
Okay.
That's what caused the accident, was a deer jumped in front of the car. So it's not that M did anything.
Right.
She just happened to be the one driving.
Right.
It wasn't like, oh, I didn't know how to drive, or I caused the accident. It was a deer that caused the accident.
So, because of this random turn of events, M blames herself because she was behind the wheel. Dana blames herself because M was behind the wheel.
Right. Dana blames herself because she got
drunk.
into a fight,
Right.
and that's the whole reason they left when they did.
Right. And because she couldn't reach her father, she had to put M behind the wheel, so she wasn't driving drunk. And then the random accident with the deer caused her mother's death, their mother's death.
Right.
And so they basically both blame themselves for what happened that night.
Right. And I assume this means Patty was also drunk at the bar.
Probably.
Because why didn't she drive?
Exactly.
Or maybe she didn't drive. I don't know. I don't drive. Not everybody drives.
Right. And, of course, at this point, she is crying. A guard comes in saying time is up. Like, what the hell is the point of this? If you brought in the Thea to help M with their psychological problems, and you're only going to give them 5 minutes.
The second they start talking, you're
Right.
like, that's enough.
Right.
And this guard, by the way, is Roman. We've
Right.
seen him a few times, and he has a lot of lines in this episode. Played by Steve Boyle.
And the guard literally pushes a cancer-stricken woman to the ground. I mean, she's already she's kneeling down, so she's getting up and close to M by kind of kneeling. And so, the guard comes down and just basically pushes her back, causing her to fall back. But still, what the hell?
Right.
This guard has zero empathy or humanity. So basically, M takes this opportunity to grab the guard, grab the gun. She could easily maybe grab for any keys that the guard might have had. So basically, she has a gun on the guard, and Nithya talks her out of shooting the guard. And basically, M just gives up the gun and says to her mom, see, I did the right thing.
Yeah, she's trying to make her mom proud that, hey, I didn't kill the dude.
Right.
Are you proud of me?
Right.
I made the right choice in the end.
Right. I'm not so sure that, given the situation, that she isn't justified in threatening the guard to get her the heck out of there.
Right.
And pushing this a little bit more. But
pull a blade.
Right. But her mom is nowhere to be found.
Mom's gone.
Right.
So she has broken out of her psychosis.
Carla, and I finally had this right in my notes, finds Abraham in the backseat of her car.
You skipped a scene, so let me get to that real quick. We have Delish come in.
Okay.
He comes in frantic.
Oh, yes.
With a message for Kale. He comes in all frantic with the news that the local militia is going to attack Riverside tomorrow.
Right.
Which, of course, is BS.
Right.
Blaine is in custody. His guys aren't doing shit without his word. But they're coming in with this story and saying they're coming, they want to attack, and they're going to kill all the revivers. And he's acting hysterical on purpose just to get their attention, to get them to change the plan.
All right. So after that, Carla finds Abraham in the backseat of her car. He wants help getting the revivers out. And all she has to do is inject them with these vials, which, according to Abraham, is just water. I'm drinking the water right now, and it's not giving me superpowers.
Well, it's not the right water, Dave.
I know. I guess not.
And you're also not a reviver.
Fair enough.
I'm sorry.
Fair enough.
Should we go visit Wausau, go to Moore Creek, and see if it helps?
Maybe it can help my aching bones.
Yeah, we've all got
muscles.
plenty of ailments. Is it the fountain of youth?
Perhaps. That's an interesting
question. Is that what we're alluding to here?
I'm not totally sure.
It's not making people younger, but it's, keeping them alive.
It's perhaps something similar to
something
that.
related to that
concept.
Mythology.
Yeah. But, okay, so...
Also in this, we learned that the new plan is she's moving them at sunrise now.
Okay. So, it's interesting that although we've seen In previous episodes, a little glimmer of a conscience from Carla. And in this episode, we see much more of a conscience than we've seen up to this point. Before, she was basically like, these aren't people, so we're going to torture them.
Right.
Abraham has not seen that at all.
Mm-hmm.
So it is very curious.
It's interesting, right?
Yeah, it is very curious to be
because
trusted to this
their
extent.
whole plan falls on her actually wanting to help.
Yes.
And he has no reason to think she's actually going to help that we know of.
Not based on what he has seen, that we have seen him see up to that point.
You said that good.
Did I?
Yeah.
Wow, I thought I would trip over it for sure. But yeah, so that's very interesting. Dana gives Abraham a gun, which turns out to be a massive mistake.
I mean, did anybody think that was a good idea?
No.
She gives him a gun saying that JP and Nella are going to need help getting the revivers over the border. So he's supposed to be at the bar helping on that end, is his job.
Right. I think he's more likely to shoot someone else than to shoot anybody that's actually supposed to be shot.
Yeah, if we need somebody else with a gun, it should probably be someone else that's trained with a gun.
Right.
I know that like all of the speaking cops have been given roles, but we do have some background cops. Send one of them.
Right. And his comment is basically he never imagined planning extractions and being a part of this type of thing.
Solving murders when he became a doctor.
Right. Basically, Nella's bar right now is the Underground Railroad. Yeah. Essentially. Dana says that he saved her sister's life so that regardless of whatever he was sent here to do, that's really all that matters.
And then he's like, okay, I'll be at Nella's.
Right.
Except he does not make it there.
No, unfortunately not. Wayne comes in with a big bag of pyrotechnics, which will serve as a distraction. Wayne gives the plan and where everyone is going to be.
The plan is JP and Rogers are going to be at the north perimeter because, only officers who speak, I guess, are allowed to be in part of the plan.
Right.
They're going to be at the north perimeter and they're going to set off all these explosives as a decoy to make them think that's where the militia is, while Wayne, Dana, and Delish enter from the back lot to take care of business.
Ooh. Wayne admits to screwing up and protecting the town. He says that's on him, and he says this is his chance to make it right. So, sure, we've given Wayne plenty of crap during the course of the season. And I would say that recognizing a mistake and admitting to it, makes you a pretty solid dude, in my mind.
Yeah, our borderline people are fallen on the right side of things.
Yes.
In this episode, the only evil people left are the people that were always going to be evil, right?
Meanwhile, Blaine's crew is about to capture another angel, which includes Sheldon Garland. Basically, he was playing Doug, even though that's never said in any episode.
Yeah, so that's Doug.
Yep.
He's with Clarice, of all people, which we have never seen that she was working with Blaine.
Right.
But it makes sense
it does.
Because we know she's against revivers. And then also the third person is credited as Blaine Militia Number 1. He's played by Rashawn Amandra. And I'm assuming that's who this is because I didn't see another Blaine person in this episode who could be this person.
And suddenly an unknown man...
Hang on. I was talking about an actor.
I'm sorry. My bad.
I'm assuming this is Rashawn.
Okay.
Because I don't know. I guess I was just thinking there wasn't anybody else. There were more militia people at the end, but none of them talked. But I don't think this dude talked either.
The only person that I can recall talking in this scene was basically Doug.
Well, somewhere in this episode, there's Blaine Militia Number 1 who's credited. I know why I thought it was this person because Rashawn is a stunt performer.
Gotcha.
So that's why I figured this must be him because he gets shot.
Okay.
So he's a stunt performer in projects such as Avatar: The Last Airbender, Nikita, and Covert Affairs.
Okay. So, Blaine, so basically they're about to capture the angel. They see the little bubbling.
Yeah, so a new creature's coming, by the way.
Yep.
We kind of play that off, but that's happening.
Yes. And suddenly they find themselves getting shot at by an unknown man. And Clarice, reprising the role is
Cara Wooten, we last seen her in episode 2. If anybody doesn't know who we're talking about, remember Clarice is the woman at the bar.
Yes.
That M got into a fight with.
Right.
She's the person who would have killed M if M could die.
Yes, and she basically falls over and dies. She gets a bullet wound in the head. We do not see Sheldon Garland get hit with a bullet.
We do not see Doug get hit, but we definitely see Clarice and the third militia person down, and we hear a third shot.
Right, which could have missed.
So, could have missed.
Sheldon Garland could still be alive.
Possibly R.I.P. for Doug.
Yes.
They don't give us any indication he got out of this,
right.
But we don't see a body.
Right.
So that's important, I think.
No body, no death.
Something else to note.
Okay.
You knew I was going to bring this up. Doug is wearing Brandon's signature hat.
Yes. And you basically started a fight between the two of them.
Listen, it was going to happen anyway.
Right.
So if you watch our interview with Sheldon Garland and Michael Stafford, Mike was very adamant about the fact that this blue hat is a staple of the character Brandon, right?
Yeah.
And he was upset that the hat was taken off of his head during the junkyard scene.
Right.
But he's got it on in every other scene we see him in. And he's not in this episode, but the character of Doug is wearing Brandon's signature hat. So I think he thinks it's more of a signature than the crew does.
Well, I hope you didn't break the two of them up. You know, like there's going to be a permanent feud because you happen to mention that.
They were going to know tonight anyways.
Okay. All right. Fair enough.
All I did was I asked a question. I was like, hey, is that Brandon's hat? And it was.
Okay.
It was. I have confirmation from Sheldon Garland that is Brandon's hat that Doug is wearing.
All right.
Most important part of the episode.
Right, of course.
I think. And maybe that's what they were shot over.
Maybe.
Oh, maybe it was Brandon shooting them because he wants his hat back.
Oh, okay. That makes sense.
Yeah, we don't know who shot them.
Right, okay.
It was somebody in fatigues.
Right.
It would make sense to think it's like
one
soldiers.
Of Wayne's guys?
Well, no, not one of... When we first watched the episode, I thought it was the police.
Okay.
But then watching it back, it's somebody in fatigues. That's not how they're dressing.
No.
And I also don't see them killing people that they don't have to kill.
Right.
So then I thought, well, the soldiers. But the soldiers also aren't wearing fatigues. They're all wearing black uniforms.
I don't know that there's a motivation for the military at this point to be shooting at Blaine's guys.
Well, they think they're attacking them.
Oh, okay. Fair enough.
They think, the Blaine's militia is attacking us, so we're going to take them out.
Gotcha.
And they're the only people we know who would randomly kill people.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But, yeah, all of those people are wearing black uniforms, not fatigues.
Mm.
So I'm a little confused. Is this a mystery, or is this just, we're not supposed to worry about it?
It seems like we are supposed to wonder who this mystery assailant is.
Okay. And you said it's a man. We don't know it's a man. It could be anybody.
Fair enough. You're right.
It could be anybody.
Yeah, you're right.
Do we have any missing revivers still? I don't think so. I think they're all accounted for.
Nope. So Abraham, meanwhile, brings Blaine a sandwich.
Yeah, so much for him leaving Fernella's. He goes to visit Blaine first.
Yes, because that's clearly the most important thing. But it's interesting, you know, at the beginning of the episode, he's calling him a hate mongerer. And here he's bringing him a sandwich.
He's bringing him a sandwich. He wants to ask him again about Revival Lake. Because remember, at this point, Abraham is beating himself up that he hasn't figured out Revival Day. That's his job. It's what he was brought here for. And he thinks, if I know why it happened and how it happened, I can just fix everything. And I'm not sure why any of that even matters at this moment. But it's his whole thing. It's all he's consumed with right now is solving the mystery of what caused this? What is this? And he's like, I'm the only person who can figure it out, and I need to figure it out. So he's asking Blaine to go over it again. Like, what happened that night?
Unfortunately, he carelessly puts his coat down with a gun on the table.
Yeah, we knew it was a bad idea to give him a gun.
Yeah, I mean, he's not a police officer. He shouldn't even really have access to, you know, the interrogation room necessarily. But
all the rules are out at this point.
Yeah.
Like the cops have gone rogue. It's
right. And you know, as he's thinking out loud, Blaine grabs the gun out of Abraham's pocket and sneaks up behind Abraham. I thought for sure that Blaine was going to cap him right in the head at this point.
It felt possible.
Yeah, and then he says, you know, he puts the gun up against him and says, you know, I'm sorry, brother. He calls him brother. and says this is for the greater good. And then tells everyone that if anyone stops him, he's going to kill the doc. And I guess nobody does try to stop
Nobody
him.
does anything.
Right.
Okay, so this is what I want to know. Who was left in the station right now? Nobody competent. Nobody was allowed to talk.
Right, no.
Because nobody calls Wayne and tells him, hey, Blaine just escaped and took Abraham. They all think he's at Nella's, the important people that are in on the plan. So whoever's watching the station, and we can hear there's people there that Blaine's talking to.
Right.
I don't know. Is it just, what's the dispatcher's name?
Lester's girlfriend?
Yeah.
I forget her name.
What's her name?
Yeah.
Janine.
Yeah.
Jeannie. Is it just her? Like, is she the only one there because all the cops are out, or what's going on? But nobody calls and tells Blaine or tells Wayne or Dana.
Basically, it's the secretarial staff, and they're basically like, we don't care if you take him or leave or whatever.
Yeah,
Just
bye.
go. See ya.
I also want to talk a little bit about what he was saying to himself, Abraham, that he was so worked up in this moment that he didn't notice Blaine taking the gun. He's walking through Blaine's timeline of seeing Em on the bridge, towing the car, seeing the light, going back to the bridge. Em was gone, but her stuff was there, and what he knows, and he talks about the water and putting Em in the water and how it helped her specifically, and he comes to the conclusion that her death caused Revival Day.
Okay.
This is his big epiphany. He says, Em dying caused Revival Day, which is something I had alluded to before that could be possible.
Also,
given that we know she died in the water and we're told the water's ground zero.
right. And also, during the scene, Abraham is saying a lot of things.
He's talking to himself out loud.
With Blaine sitting
and
there.
also, I'm very sure this is what caused Blaine to take him.
Right.
Because all of a sudden, he wants to know the same thing, what caused Revival Day. That's what he was questioning Abraham about when the tables were turned and Abraham was the one, captured. What caused it? Blaine's like, I need to know what caused it so I can stop it from ever happening again. And now he's being told Em is the cause.
Yeah,
And if M's the cause, Blaine now has sudden motivation to go after Em.
I think Abraham has a classic smart guy problem in that he's also
really
incredibly dumb at the same time, because he's saying this stuff to, he's saying it to himself, but Blaine, who's in the room, who he knows is against Revivers and wants to take him out, he's giving this information to him.
Right.
And that's not a good thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, so, and I guess, wow, I didn't even really think about that. But yeah. So Carla, meanwhile, comes in with the guard that we mentioned earlier.
This is Roman. Yeah.
Right.
They're in Rhodey's cell.
Yep. And basically Rhodey is saying, I'm not going anywhere until I see M. Kind of curious that he still cares because, the last... that
He does care.
Yeah. But I mean, the last time he saw her, she basically snapped his neck.
Yeah, but they've jumped off a bridge together.
Okay.
I mean, it's just a little spat.
A little lover spat.
Yeah, no big deal.
All right, but basically, the guard is about to shoot him, I guess. And then Carla steps up and says, let me talk to him. And she kneels down and quietly says to him, this shot is going to be a little different than the others, but you have to act the same, okay? Because, I mean, at that point, I don't think that Rhodey can be stopped, but Carla can certainly be shot at that moment. If he realizes that Carla is basically betraying them.
Right. She says it's the only way to save M, and she said help is coming, so spread the word. He catches on real quick. He's a smart guy. Yeah. Plays along. He screams the same way he would when he was being injected with the venom.
But suddenly he feels much more powerful. You can see
in his eye, though, right? That he knows, like, oh, that was some good shit.
That felt some good. So the revivers are being shuffled to the truck. And basically, Rhodey is whispering to the other revivers.
Rhodey whispers to Diane. Diane whispers to the reviver in front of her. So the message is being passed along of what's going on.
So once inside the truck, Rhodey, I think...
And then the munitions go off, by the way. That part of the plan happens. So the guards start calling, and they're like, oh, they're coming from the north. Which they're not.
Right. Yeah, basically, Rhodey, and I think it's Diane.
I thought it was another male reviver.
Okay. Either way, they both take out the attack guards, and then Dana pulls a gun on the driver. She likes to pull guns on drivers.
I mean, she's good at it.
I guess so. And Wayne puts a lock on the door leading into the facility so that the general and whoever's in there are locked in there. Unfortunately, that also means that M is still in there.
Yeah, so they didn't realize yet
Right.
that M is still inside.
M, meanwhile, encounters Tyler, who says, "Oh, come with me. I'll get you out of here."
He says, my sister sent you.
Right.
Your sister sent me. Which is plausible in this situation.
Yep. And then, so she goes off with him. Nowhere good. I'm pretty sure that's not going to be a good situation for her.
Yeah, but it's better than being in here, I think.
Probably, but it's kind of like...
Because, she can handle herself.
So
as long as she's not locked up.
Yeah, it's like out of the frying pan into the fire. Is that the expression?
Something like that.
Okay. So the general comes out after... Actually, I'm sorry. I skipped a whole bunch
You skipped
of
a lot of important stuff.
Okay. So Rhodey realizes that M is still inside. He wants to go back inside, but basically, Ken ends up arguing, "No, we're getting out of here."
Yeah, so he's got his wife. Ken and Diane have been reunited, and he doesn't give a shit about... "Peace out, we're leaving." And Dana and Wayne are like, "No, we have to go back in and get M. Like, she's still inside."
This starts an argument between Wayne and Ken, and basically, Dana's like, "What the heck happened between you two? You used to be best friends." And then Ken comes out with, "Well, you should ask him what he was doing the night your mom was dying, why he didn't answer the phone." And as it turns out, Wayne was sleeping with Ken's wife, which is why that split in that relationship happened. It's why he didn't pick up the phone when Dana called and wasn't there to perhaps...
To drive.
Yeah, to drive and perhaps prevent his wife from dying. And, Ken, I feel it for you. I really do. But a time and a place, this is not it.
This is not it.
Right.
No. Like, the plan was we're all coming together to save everybody, and now that your wife is out, you don't care about M? That's kind of shitty.
And not only that, but you're basically distracting everybody emotionally.
Right. Like, there's stuff happening.
Right.
There's, 50 people here, 50 revivers in this truck that need to get out of here before the government comes and, takes them away for good.
Right, and they all end up in prison, for that matter. I mean, you'd imagine that.
They were all going to end up somewhere underground that doesn't exist.
Right, yeah. Basically, at this point, they're committing a crime against the U.S. military.
Right.
And they're going to... And
a united front would be helpful right now.
Exactly. So, basically, they start hearing that they're about to blow the doors, and they all end up getting out of there.
Yeah, so Wayne sends JP off. So JP went with the revivers. They leave. Dana sent Rhodey with them. She's like, they need you more than we do. So the only people still here was just, these few people. And it was a very tense moment that didn't lead anywhere, right?
Right.
Like the Kale and what's his name? The guard Roman. They come out and it's like, oh, we fixed it. It's okay.
Yep. And basically nobody's there at that point.
Yeah, they just managed to skip out, but they don't know where M is.
Right. No.
They think they still have her.
Right. So meanwhile, daylight.
Yeah. So the whole night has passed now.
Right.
I mean, well, no, it was already morning. It was like what was this supposed to happen at dawn?
Yes.
So it's not a lot of time passed, but it is light out now. So some time has passed.
Right.
And they wherever they went to get away from this, and they're like, well, now what the frick do we do?
Yeah.
They have no idea what to do next. Their plan didn't account for this.
Wayne tries to talk to Dana about what she learned. She shuts him down and then says that for years she blamed herself for what happened. And, she's very emotional in the scene. I don't know. Have I mentioned the fact that Melanie Scrofano is an amazing actress? Because
I'm sure you have.
If I have not, she's an amazing actress. I mean, this entire cast is really freaking good.
Yeah.
They managed to assemble a really good group of actors for this show.
Absolutely.
And Lester, meanwhile, keeps trying to call. Dana insists that, just go ahead and answer.
Yeah, so at first they were like, we can't call anybody because they're going to be monitoring our calls. So we can't communicate with the other team. We don't know how to get M. She's still inside. But then she's like, just answer Lester's call. He's not going to say anything that's going to help the government.
It's basically going to be like minor nuisance.
Yeah, so she's like, just answer him so he'll stop calling. Of course, that's not the case. He is calling with something that Kale's going to want to hear.
Right. And, it's kind of funny here because Lester seems to be talking in code. Like, I'm pretty sure he knows who these guys are, but he won't say. I'm pretty sure he knows who the girl is. He won't say. It's like he's...
Do you got all that from him?
I got the impression that...
I felt like Lester was just being Lester. Where
really?
He's always just kind of like in his own world.
Okay.
Everything revolves around him and his property. Speaking of which, he said the reason he's calling because there's trespassers on his property. Does he own the whole freaking town, this man?
Maybe. I guess he owns a church, which...
Because the trespassers are at the Able Church.
Right.
Wayne calls it the Old Able Church.
Yes.
So...
Lester owns that church?
That's what I'm hearing?
Well, it wouldn't be the first time that we've seen Blaine trespassing on that church then. It actually kind of makes sense.
I
though.
thought the Black Deers...
Own the church?
Owned the dad's prop because he was trying to buy his dad's property back from the Black Deers.
Okay.
Right?
Well, I think... Did he not mention that the Black Deers might have sold that area already or something along those lines? Or maybe I don't know. But yeah.
But there was a land dispute, right? Between
yes.
the Black Deers and the Ables.
Right.
But now suddenly Lester owns the land. And Lester owns the bridge and the woods and where the horse was found.
Right.
What doesn't Lester own?
Okay. All right. So
he says there's men here with guns. He thinks they're terrorists. Wayne doesn't give a crap. The whole town has guns right now. Right. I don't care.
Right.
But then he says they have a girl. They said they have a girl, and he says he's at the old church. And that seemed to be pretty important news for Wayne and Dana. They knew what that meant.
And they also know that the general knows this information as well.
So they were like, we got to get there before the general does.
Right. So M is brought into this church. Abraham
by Tyler.
Yep. Abraham is already there. He's seated. He's not saying anything at this moment. Blaine announces to M that she is the mother of Babylon, the one who opened the gates of hell, and he aims to send her right back. And that is where the episode ends.
And Tyler is holding a gun to her, like one of Carla's medical.
Yes.
What's it called?
Needles.
Well, yeah. There's
injector
an
thingy
injection.
bobbers.
That's what I was looking for. Her injector gun with a vial on it. 2M. So their plan is to inject her with the snake venom so she can't heal and kill her. Here's the question. Is it the snake venom or is it the water?
Yes. Not to mention...
When did he steal that?
The snake venom doesn't necessarily kill the revivers.
No, it prevents them from healing, or it slows down the healing.
Right.
So it would be a way for them to get the upper hand on her, at least. Do they have a new angel yet? One was coming through. What happened with that? I imagine whoever shot his dudes has the angel.
Right.
The passenger.
Yes.
So there's something there. Somebody's got it, or it's free.
Right.
So yeah, what is their plan? I'm not sure, but they're assuming this is snake venom. I don't think it is. I think it's the water. I think he stole it that day, and he doesn't realize that
that it's
that
actually,
plan. Because he wasn't in on that.
No. Yeah. So that's probably how she's getting.
So either she's gonna be weakened, and they're gonna have the upper hand, and she's gonna actually need her family to come save her for once. Or it's the water. It's going to make her super powerful, and she's going to just take them all out.
Yeah, basically kill everybody.
Blade is in trouble right now, I think.
Yeah. I mean, if there's a second season, it doesn't necessarily need to include Stephen Ogg.
Doesn't necessarily.
But, he's a big-time actor, so you probably want to include him.
she could kill everyone else in the room, and he escapes.
Yeah,
but...
yeah. Either way, there's probably going to be some carnage coming up.
Something is going to go down in that church.
Yep.
It's either not looking good for M or for Blaine.
Right now it's not looking good for M.
But I think it's the water. I really think it is.
Right.
Because Tyler wouldn't have known. He's assuming that's the thing that's making revivers scream.
By the way, I did look up the Mother of Babylon reference. There's a lot of religious references in the series.
There are, and they're lost on me, unfortunately.
Basically, the Mother of Babylon was a false god. So that's basically what he is. Basically what he's calling M. The leader, basically the leader, a false god who had false followers, basically.
Oh, you mean like everyone's accusing him of being?
No, yes, basically. yes. Yep. So yeah, that's some interesting stuff, and that's where the title of the episode comes from, of course.
So it's all going to come to a head next week.
Yep,
we get
in
the season finale.
Yes.
Hopefully followed up by a season 2 announcement. Please,
yes.
please. Yeah. So we've got a lot of moving parts.
Mm.
And it's funny. Early in the season, we were like, we don't know what the different sides are. We couldn't even wrap our heads around what sides there are. We just know there's different sides. At this point, we know a little bit more about which sides there are.
Yes.
But it's getting really hard to keep track of who's on which side.
Yeah.
And there's all those sides, I think, are going to converge into some explosive thing that's going to happen in the finale.
Yep.
We've got, obviously Blaine and his people trying to kill revivers.
And we got the military.
We've got the military trying to just stop them because they're scared of them, I think, is what that comes down to.
Mm-hmm.
We've got the police and our good guys who just want to save them and protect them. And then we got these creatures that want to, poof them out of existence, but it's good.
Right. If you get matched up with the right one, which, by the way, does come up. You did call the fact that basically Wanda saying it's not the right one means that there's different creatures that
hasn't been explicitly confirmed.
It sounds
that's
like
the only thing that makes sense to me about what that line was about.
And they definitely called attention to that line in this episode. So, but yeah. Definitely looking forward to the finale, which we can go just watch right after this.
We can watch it now.
Yeah.
Sorry, guys.
We had the screener for it.
We had to wait a long time for this episode, though.
We did.
We waited a really long time between when we watched episode 8 and when we watched episode 9. We're recording this the day it's releasing.
Yes.
That never happened.
Right.
This is last minute for us.
We got the screener a couple of days ago.
Tuesday night we got it, which is kind of late for...
Yeah.
Compared to, we've been getting the other episodes very early.
It would have been a big deal except for the fact that my schedule sucked ass this
That
week.
might explain why you have extra hard time with words today. You're off of basically a double shift, right?
Yeah, basically I worked a 9-hour day and then 12 hours back later I had to be back at work. And the day sucked. So yeah, and I did take a nap, which probably did not help with the word situation. But yeah, do we have anything else to say before concluding?
Go watch Revival.
Yes.
Please. Mm-hmm. Watch it on Peacock. Watch it on SyFy. If you're in Canada, watch it on CTV SyFy, the Crave app, and just keep watching it. Yes. I want nothing on your screens for the next however long it takes to get an announcement except for Revival.
Okay.
You can pause to watch The Institute. That's on Sunday. Do that.
Yes. I'm guessing The Institute doesn't need as much help.
I'm pretty sure The Institute's it's doing okay.
Yeah.
This show, though, I'm concerned about.
Yeah. I mean, we don't really have ratings information of any kind.
We don't know much.
Right.
But it's a season 1 genre show on
NBC.
network television. That gives us reason to be concerned, I think.
Yeah.
So hashtag save Revival. Let's start it. Let's do it.
Right.
Get renewed. Please. We need that announcement to come. Oh my goodness.
It's funny for a series that we weren't even sure if we were going to cover. We watched the first episode, not even sure. Even after the first episode, we were like, well, this is intriguing. We're not sure, if it's going to, where it's going to go. It could be a good show. Yeah. But we're not really sure. We're absolutely in love with this show at this point.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I'm very committed to this series.
Yep.
And
we've had some bad luck with shows that we decided to cover getting canceled after a season. So just by sheer odds, at least one of them needs to get a second season. But we'd like to hear from you. What'd you think of this podcast? What'd you think of this episode? Stacie, have you reached at?
I can reach on Twitter, X, Instagram, Threads, and Blue Sky at TV and Coupon Talk.
If you like this video and want to support the channel, there are a number of ways to do so. You can follow me on Twitter at Core Productions. You can join the Core Productions Facebook page. You can buy something from the Core Productions store on Zazzle. You can buy me a coffee. You can join the Core Productions membership for 99 cents a month. And, of course, you can like, share, and comment on this video, as well as subscribe to the channel. This is Dave and Stacie from Core Productions, signing off.